Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Matt Luxton, and welcome to The Truth About Fat Loss, Part 2. Let's not forget why we're here tonight. Tonight is a fantastic opportunity for me to share with you a lot of information that I've been lucky enough to learn this year. But let's not forget that we are here to support a charity that's working very hard to provide comfortable living conditions for many children who are unlikely to live into adulthood and enjoy the quality of life that many of us take for granted. So please donate generously at the end of the seminar if you can. Thank you very much. Okay, so who's the big mouth at the front now? A lot of you do know me, and you can kind of know what I'm about. But for those of you who don't, my name's Matt Luxton again. My story, basically, I love fitness from a young age. I used to run gym inductions at Luxton Leisure Centre. That was when I was 17. I then decided that I was a bit frustrated with that. I wanted to kind of give a little bit more. I kind of found I was bound by the restrictions of what we were able to do within there. So I went away, studied sport and physical education at university in Cardiff. I also took some qualifications, my personal trainer qualifications through the YMCA at Plymouth whilst doing this. Still, really wasn't that happy with it. Wasn't really happy that the information. Yeah, my degree was great. Yes, the qualifications are great, but for me, it was I wanted to get the experience. I wanted to go somewhere that was really highly respected. I wanted to go somewhere that was going to push me to the next level. So I applied for work experience at the world's most famous gym, and I got it. So off I went to Gold's Gym, Venice Beach. That was in June 2008. And started really studying then after having done that little brief period of work experience there. Found some great trainers, found out some great courses and some mentorship to take things to the next level really. So I returned home. Then I went through and set my own business up, Functional Aware Fitness as it stands today, as an in-home personal training service. I actually got phenomenal results with bodyweight and band training. I realised that if I could just maybe get myself a base, I could take things to the next level. Whilst doing this, I was lucky enough to meet Gary and Sarah at Luxton Sports. They provided me with a room that I could use and I could bring my clients to take things to the next level for them. After that, I've sought to take my education to another level. I actually went to Florida in February 2010 to undertake the Institute of Human Performance Functional Training Specialist course. Now this qualification is held in high regard right across the world, and I'm lucky enough at the minute to be one of only 3 in Europe, I believe, to hold this qualification. Since then I've done my elimination diet coaching course, kinetic chain assessment specialist, with Dax Moy in his London personal training studios. I offer now personal training by application or invitation only, really. I actually have a waiting list as well for PT. So that's a little bit. Oh, I told you he's got a big mouth. Here he is again. I am Cornwall's leading fat loss expert. Working with doctors, schools, I have done to deliver programs through presentations and practical work. I also created the Blast Fat Loss Mentorship, Blast Fitness Camps, currently run. This year I've written 2 books. We've got the Hot to Trot Cookbook and the Equestrian Athlete Plan, which is taking things to another level in terms of performance. I've also developed the Blast training systems, which have been really useful, helped me to create a system where I can almost guarantee results to some extent, okay, because I know they work. I use the same sort of systems to get people to where they need to get to. But I am like you. Okay, here's my new weakness in 2011. Those of you who are here in January will remember that it was lemon meringue pie back then. Well, my girlfriend has brought me a new one here in the raspberry cheesecake. So that's my new weakness. So I am like you. I do like my treats. Okay, just a few rules before we start. So mobiles off, questions and answers at the end. Please want to keep this flowing if we can. We've got lots of content to go through, and I'm going to give you some handouts at the end. All right. So, and no looting. All right. So I don't want you nicking my laptop. Okay. what I'm here tonight is I'm really not here to preach. Okay, it's really important for me to tell you that this is just how I do things. I'm not preaching this the only way, right? It's just what works for me every day with my clients. Okay. Okay, so my education in 2011, I really need to share this with you, otherwise it's not really worth me knowing it. Okay, this year I masterminded in Thailand with 10 of the top fitness professionals in the UK whilst writing a book. Okay, this was an amazing experience. In fact, some of the people that I was rooming with, okay, I've actually been mentored by. Living with these guys, it's crazy. Okay, mentored by Europe's leading body transformation coach, Dax Moy. Dax is currently is probably the most exclusive trainer in the world in terms of his results and the clientele that he works with. Okay, so I'm actually being mentored by Dax at the minute. I've taken courses on back pain, integrated performance coaching, which is a mindset, and I've been implementing that with my clients. Work experience I've taken with Charlotte Ord, who was Personal Trainer of the Year 2010. That was only a few weeks ago. And in September 2011, I am going to be heading out to New York on the way back from another trip to work with a couple of guys. Hopefully, I'm trying to line it up with the bartenders in New York, who are basically where it's at in terms of bodyweight training. And for those of you who know me, also you'll know I absolutely love bodyweight training. So this is going to be a fantastic opportunity for me to take my skills bodyweight training to the next level. Okay, so here's what's in store for you tonight. Basically, this whole presentation, if you take nothing else away, can be underpinned by that top statement here. Remove stress before you add it. Okay, and I've broken this presentation down into nutrition, exercise, mindset. We're going to have a little question and answer at the end. And also then I wanted to let you know that we've got some hot to trot compliant foods, okay, over on the side, which will be available at the end. We just want to try it out. We've got some recipes that we've all put together. Luckily quite a few of my fitness camp and personal training clients have put together some recipes for you, so we can all try them out and see how you like them. Okay, so the outcomes by the end of tonight. Knowledge is not power, action is power. That's why I'm doing this tonight, really, because I know enough, and it's not good enough just to know it. I've got to let it out. I've got to tell you guys. I've got to put it into a format that you can hopefully take away with you and do something with. Okay, because action is power. Okay, it's no point in me just knowing it. So I want you to do the same. Okay, so I want you to understand it and I want you to act on it. Okay, so understand the importance of reduced nutritional stress. Okay, for health, fitness, and fat loss. And I'm going to tell you how you can stress your body nutritionally. Be able to make efficient decisions with your fitness training. To feel empowered to make the right decisions for yourself and your family, and take action. Okay, that's the ultimate aim. By the end of tonight, you will take action at the end. Okay, so principles. All right. So far too often, everyone's chasing the next method. Okay, if we could just look at this statement here by Ralph Waldo Emerson, he says, "As to methods, there may be a million and then some, but principles there are few. The man who grasps principles can successfully select his own methods. The man who tries methods ignoring principles is going to have trouble." Okay, so you'll see this day to day. People will pick up the latest magazine, they'll try the latest fad, they'll jump on the Vibro gym, they'll jump on, they'll get on their ab crunching machine, they'll get the electrode machine that's going to vibrate their fat away. It's absolute rubbish. If you just stick with a few principles and stop trying to perhaps look at these methods, then you will have much more success. Okay, it's really, really simple. Okay? Nutrition. Let's talk about it. Okay, so just a quick question. Hands up if you've lost 6 pounds or more, or lost multiple inches on the Hot to Trot nutritional plan. Okay, or if your goal wasn't necessarily to lose weight, pop your hand up if you felt better on the plan. Okay, or if you're still on it, which a lot of you are, I know. Excellent. Okay. So, principles of the Hot to Trot plan. Number 1, as I said earlier, remove stress before adding it. Okay, absolutely fundamental. That's how it works. Clean, whole, natural food sources that improve the liver's ability to synthesize fat. Okay, so if you've got lots of toxins floating around in your body, your liver's having to do lots of extra work. So it's very, very important that you minimize stress on the liver so that it can actually digest and synthesize fat that you put into it and help you use it as a fuel. Okay, and perhaps the third principle is to provide a plan that doesn't require ridiculous calorie counts. So provide a plan that has practical application throughout life. Okay, so it's not about one day being a red day, one day being a yellow, next day being a green, blue, purple, whatever. Okay, none of that rubbish. Okay, purely eat clean whole foods, remove stress before adding it, and implement it throughout your life. Pure and simple. Okay, why did I put it together? Well, I'll tell you what. I've read ridiculous amounts of books, nutritional plans, and to be honest with you, I was pretty much fed up with the information that was out there. Yeah, there's some great information, and the layout is fantastic in some of these books. But what they don't do is they're not really looking after the long-term health of the person reading it. Okay, and in my case, my clients. Okay, annoyed with calories, to be honest with you. People talk about calorie counting. I'm going to tell you why calorie counting sucks a bit later on. But calories really don't matter that much when you take into consideration individual variability in terms of height, weight, gender, everything else. Hormones. Okay, everyone's got different hormone relations. Calculations. Okay, so how are we going to work out, what temperature water boils and everything else? That's how they worked it out in a calorific count. It's got no relation to how it works in the human stomach or in the digestive system. Differences within food. So let me take one for example. So is it better to have 100 calories of vodka or 100 calories of chicken and broccoli? That's where you got to weigh up. When the calories. Is it really a sound principle or is it just another method? Okay, and things like Weight Watchers. They work for some people, and I think it's the way they lay it out. It's not. I don't think it's anything to do with their principles. They have very nutrient poor foods and very calorie rich. Okay, they'll allow people to eat foods that are very very nutrient poor, very stressful on the body, and calorie rich. There was a lot of confusion, and really, like I say, little care shown for the person who actually follows the plan. That's not what I want it to be about. Okay, for those of you who came to my last seminar, you'll recognise this picture. Okay, let's guess the product. Okay, you'll see all the ingredients there. Have a little think who you think might be, or what you think that product might be. Any ideas? Okay, I'm going to tell you. It's a Weight Watchers bar. Okay, so that's recommended by a club that sits around and chats about weight loss. Okay. Now, like I said, it does work for some. Okay, and I think it's more to do with the layout, not to do with the actual quality of their program. Normally, because the social support is there, but certainly not by the underlying principles by the look of that bar. Okay, and I'd say certainly there's some extra stress on the body before you even start all that rubbish in there. Okay, so the stress bucket. This was proposed by a guy called Seth Godin. Okay, and it's his model of stress. And basically, he said, if I just bring my cursor across, mental stress, physical stress, and nutritional stress all play their part. And if so, we have this amount here of mental stress, and then all of a sudden we've got some physical stress going on, and then we have a load of nutritional stress because we go out on the weekend. Suddenly that bucket overflows, okay, and you basically relapse. Okay, you fall out over the side. That's when everything gets too much and you become overwhelmed. So what we're looking to do is find optimal ways to reduce mental stress, physical stress, and nutritional stress all the way through so that you have a less stressful life. Okay, so let's talk. Alright, so what we're looking to do is we're actually going to talk about the relationship as the hormones or blood sugar is elevated. So as blood sugar is elevated, okay, you're going to have cortisol, which is the stress hormone, rising. Okay, as cortisol rises and blood sugar's gone up, remember cortisol is that stress hormone, insulin goes up. Okay, now insulin is there to take away the sugar from the blood and take it back to the liver so that it can be stored, okay, and the liver as a fuel ready for when we need it another time. Okay, so high levels of insulin will actually make your blood sugars drop down again, okay. A net effect of having high insulin is it blunts testosterone. Now this has massive effects on the metabolism, okay, and it also has effects on your strength as well and your performance. So you do not want high levels of insulin in your body over a prolonged period of time because you will become resistant to that that then. Okay, and then so then you have lots of blood sugar running around. The insulin is meant to come out and take it away,